I know you're not happy that Aaron got suspended, but you have to be happy with the opportunity in front of you.
Yeah, anytime you get an opportunity to maybe get a couple games in a short amount of time, it's exactly what you said. It's an opportunity. You never want to see a goalie go down, being injury, suspension, send down, whatever it is. You never really want to see it, but it opens up chances, and my job is just to kind of take advantage of that, I suppose.
How have you felt about your two games that you've gotten so far since coming back up?
Pretty good. Ottawa was pretty good, I thought. Philly, I could have probably had two of them. Just 5-hole ones you never really like that much. But other than those two, and I kind of lost the post on the one in Ottawa, but everything around those goals I think has been pretty good. I felt tight. I felt quick. My eyes have felt pretty good. So, but that goes along with playing, I think, a bunch in Rochester before I got here. You just kind of get into that rhythm, and when you can get some consistent playing time, it always helps.
How have you been able to fight that off through your career? Now in the NHL, all right, a goal winning you didn't like. You came right back though. How do you just get that out of your mind and be mentally tough for the rest of the day?
Yeah, it just goes along with playing. Whether it's NHL, American League, East Coast League, just the more you play, you start getting into different game situations, and sometimes you give up an early one, sometimes you give up an early two. Philly was two, I think, pretty quick there. So, the more you play, you see tons of different situations, and you learn how to handle them the best you can. Everyone handles things differently. There are some goalies that, may struggle after giving up maybe a softie or one that they don't like, but I think I've learned pretty well how to flush it and just move on. The next save is the most important, and that's kind of always been my mindset.
What are some of the being around Craig in training camp and now for a couple of weeks, just what are some of the things you've learned about him that stick out in your mind and rubbed off on you maybe?
Just his consistency on the ice in practice. I haven't been around him in game situations at all, but in practice he's very consistent. He shows up same way every day. And he's a good skater. I think that's why he's played as long as he has. He can get around the crease still really well, and then just his natural instincts, his goalie instincts from playing so long, I think, really take over. And that's the one thing that I've seen just in practice situations is, just scrambles in front. It's, it's not exactly cookie cutter, I guess, goalie school 101, but he has those natural instincts to know, puck's here, but there's a guy over here, so we got to be ready for kind of both things at once, and he usually is.
Are you the type of guy that will sit next to a veteran like that and pick his brain a little bit?
If I have the opportunity, yeah. He's been dealing with so much coming back from injury that, I try not to bug him too much. I know he's been focused on that, and he's been pushing hard through rehab, but anytime I have the opportunity to talk goalies, I like talking hockey. I like, it's my favorite. So I talk with Ticker quite a bit about goalies or games previous night or a goal that this guy gave up or a good game that this guy had. But Andy, I haven't gotten so much. We've just been on different schedules since I've been here and in training camp. So yeah, hopefully, if he comes on the road trip, I'd love to, talk some shop with him.
Michael, this is the second straight season where all sorts of crazy stuff happens, and that leads you to getting some starting time, in the NHL. I'm sure at no point last year were you ever like, oh, I'm just happy to be here. But did you have a moment where you kind of realized, all right, like I belong here, like this is my crease, like I earned this playing time and I'm making the most of it?
Yeah, I don't know. I've always thought that before the call-ups. I've always kind of thought that I could play here, or I could come and win games here. But you never know until you actually do it. So I guess that moment would have been last year after I won my first one. I played pretty well in that one, and I just knew that I could play here and I could compete and give our team a chance to win. And I don't look at it in a broad picture really. I just next game is the most important one that basically I've ever played. So I've just kind of been focusing on that, and winning helps everything. It helps the mood around the locker room, confidence wise, and so that's all I'm really trying to do.